I think you have revised all whatever I have discussed. We had started from the mining, then we had discussed mining method, then the reserve of India in world capacity, CIL, SCCL. Then we had discussed the characteristic of coal, lignite, subbituminous, bituminous, and anthracite. So with increasing depth, high calorific value, and high temperature, high distance, and the moisture content will be less. Fixed carbon will be high. So we have discussed analysis of coal. We had seen the ultimate analysis, proximate analysis. Then we had seen some terminology, percentage of M, percentage of S content. Then we have seen type of the coking and non-coking coal. Then the coking coal is basically uh, divide on the basis of S content, divide on the basis of S content, and non-coking coal is basically divided on the basis of the heating value of the coal. On the basis of non-coking coal, it is seven types. Then caking index, protodiaconovat index, then few gases like producer gas, water gas, coal gas, incubation period. So we have seen board and pillar. This chart you should remember. And board and pillar, the percentage of extraction, tributary area, loading acting on the pillar, strength of the pillar, factor of safety, line of extraction, hydraulic mining we had seen, auger mining, contour mining, strip mining, area mining, thick seam, slice mining, and sublevel caving, explosive drilling, blasted. I told you to read more about it from the volume 1, chapter 8, I think. So, type of explosive, available of explosive energy, and all terminology like relative bulk strength, available explosive strength, and we had seen the maximum permissible charge P1, P3, P5. P5 is union degree 1, and P3 is only explosive which used in degree 1, degree 2, degree 3, and P3 is also used for cut phase, and P1 also used for cut phase. But for solid blasting, we use only P5. Then we had seen detonator, the plant detonator, delay detonator, ordinary electrical detonator. Then we had seen some terminology related to detonator like the velocity of detonator, detonator pressure, and we have seen some base charges, priming charges fired by delay ultimate. I told you to remember this also, this table also, and some DGMS norms like the uh, time gap between the two consecutive hole, and the time gap between the first blasted hole and the last blasted hole. Drilling pattern, some pattern we have seen. What is the cut hole, is a hole, trimmer hole, and which type of principle we use in diamond drilling, which is rotary, percussive impact, rotary drilling cut and jet pairing thermal. So we have seen some the type of drilling and related to their economic depth and size of drilling. No bag in education. I told you to remember this with this trick. Ground vibration threshold, and what we have in the subsidence, we have seen that there are what is the subsidence if some void will be occurred in the underground. So due to this void, the all the strata will fall or shift to. So this will create a subsidence. What is subsidence? The normal level uh, will be go down. So this deviation from the surface is known as subsidence. So there are subsidences three types. This is also type of subsidence. Subsidence of the mines. There are three types we have seen. Sinkhole. There are sinkholes. Sinkholes कुछ नहीं है, गड्ढा पड़ जाता है, जैसे कोई सरफेस होगी उसमें एकदम से गड्ढा हो जाएगा. Sinks हो. थ्रो. ग्राउंड क्रैक्स. क्रैक्स क्या हो जाएगा, इस क्रैक आ जाएंगे. there are some cracks, like this is the throw, means collapse पूरा नहीं होगा, but some will be, this is the type of collapse, means sinkhole, and this is throw. What is envelope draw? What is the, I told you what is envelope draw. This is envelope draw. This angle is envelope draw. This is envelope break, and this is normal level. This is subsidence line. This graph will be the strain graph. So we call this line as a limit line. This line is limit line. This is vertical line. This is a stress curve. Stress curve. This is subcritical. This is the graph of the critical. This is the graph of subcritical. This is supercritical. There are difference between the critical, subcritical, and supercritical. So please see what is difference between the subcritical, critical, and supercritical. In the subcritical, the all stress is on the one point, मतलब measure stress on the single points. Then we have seen few numericals, and related to chapter 1 we have seen some videos related to what is dint header, what is the bucket wheel excavator, what is the road header, what is continuous miner. We have seen few videos also. Okay, and if you are failed to remember, go back and watch in the your recorded class which I have already discussed, chapter 1.2. So in this chapter, the 1.2 or 1. Whatever, in this chapter we had discussed some gestation period. What is the gestation period? Then we have seen cutoff grade, then break even cutoff grade, then rage and win. Rage is the basically, what is rage? If we go from down to top, it is rage. If we come from top to down, then it is known as winge. Then open race by drilling, blasting machine, then 2 and 3 compartment rising we have seen. So you should remember the few points whatever I have written in the classes. Then we have seen some rising with the Jora raise, then the long hole drilling, then Alimac raise chamber, raise bowlier, raise member. We have seen this. Then we had discussed in details. So you should know this is these are the terminology. So if this is the your starter, the top starter will be the hanging wall, the bottom starter will be footwall. This is raise, this is winge, this is lower level, this is high level. Okay, and what is the seal pillar? This is your seal pillars. Okay, and these side pillar will be rib pillars, and the top one will be the top pillar will be crown pillar. This top pillar will be crown pillar. We already have seen this, and then we have discussed the sampling. So there are the, what is the sampling? We grab some samples and try to find out the grade of the whole body. So that is sampling, and we had seen some what are the equipment we use, and what are the types, like the grape sampling, channel sampling, chip sampling, bulk sampling, borehole sampling. And what is the channel sampling, what is chip sampling, bulk sampling, borehole sampling, we have discussed. And then we have seen this formula. You should remember this formula to find out the average grade of the ore block. So LWG by LW. So if it is the L1, this is the weight, this is grade. So you will multiply, then add with the L2, W2, G2, then L3 is W3, G3. You will add all of them and divide by the whole length and whole weight. Then we have seen some other method like overhead stopping. We have seen some applications, then disadvantage, then underhand stopping application, disadvantage, bridge stopping, some advantage and some disadvantage, and sub-level stopping applications, and then long hole stopping, room and pillar, shrinkage stopping, cut and fills. square set, rezoing, block caving, and sub-level caving. What is the qualification? What is the manager's role? What is the qualification of the manager? We have seen. I told you to remember these datas, and what when we require the assistant manager, then the winding in, and what are the representation factor, like when we require 200 ratio 1, when we require 2000 ratio 1, when we require 1000 ratio 1. Ladders की definition देखी थी. Then we have completed our 1 point. Then we have discussed 1.3. In the 1.3, what we have discussed, definition of the open cast mines. Everybody know what is the stripping ratio, break even stripping ratio, and then we try to find out how we will calculate it. Terminology: what is the berm, what is the crest, what is the toe, what is the road ramp width, what is the height of the bench, what is the overall slope angle, what is the berm slope angle. So we have seen toe, crest, berm width, berm height, high wall, overall sloping ratio, how we will calculate overall slope angle. Spacing: what is the spacing? So what is the spacing and burden? We have seen, this is the diagram. So if it is, so between the two hole in a row, that is spacing. If you want to find out the burden, then from the crease to the first row, it is burden, or from these 2 points is also known as burden. So what is the burden and spacing? What is the height of the bench? What is the overall slope angle? What is the toe? So this is the toe, and this is also toe. No, this is the crest, and this is the toe. This is the crest. This is toe. This is the width of the bench. This is the height of the bench. So then we have seen some DGMS norms. So it in generally not, the bench overall slope should not be less more than 45 degrees. Then we have seen the maximum gradient of whole road should be in 1 in 14, and the permissible trailing cable should not be, in the open cast, should not be more than 300 meters. But in the actual condition, I will not tell you, because if I will tell you, you will confuse. But in the thumb rule, in the mines we use 280 or 290, because some one or two round we left. But if in the examination they will ask, then the trailing cable in the open cast mines is 300 meters. Type of ramp: spiral, switchback, zigzag. Then we have seen questions how to calculate the number of out production and anything else. So yesterday I have given you a questions. First we will discuss that question, then we will go. Um, you can comment your doubts, anything. If you want to ask, you can ask. Okay. So what was the 1.3? I told you to solve a question. This was the your homework question. So maybe out of you, few person have already attended. So if you have any doubt, you can comment. So in the question number 14, they have asked you to find out the powder factor. So powder factor equal to, what will be powder factor? Powder factor will be output per round of blast, or you can write production divided by explosive used. So here we are calculating. So if they have given us the hole, if this is your hole, So you will put some explosive and then you will put some stemming. Okay. And in this question, the subgrade drilling also given 1. So for the production per round, we already calculate in the last question. So today, what is the production of the hole? If you want, I can calculate again, but number of holes multiply with the spacing, multiply burden, spacing burden, and length minus subgrade area. This is the volume and density of the rock. Then the explosive used. So we had calculated in the last question that this is 9, this is 6, 5, and L minus X. That means 7. 8 minus 8, 8 minus 1 is 7. And then density 2.43. So when we have calculated yesterday in last question, we had calculated that 4593. So 4593 divided by explosive use. So we are using explosive in this area. So I told you this is cylinder. So a cylinder from the volume is pi r square. But here the volume will be pi r means d square by 4 and L equivalent. So pi d already he has given us 200 mm. So we can take it in the meter. So I told you if this is 200 mm, to convert it in meter, it will be zero point 0.2. So it will be 0.2 ka square divided by 4 and L equivalent. So 8 minus stemming is 2 meter. Stemming is given 2 meter. Then we will add subgrade. Then multiply with the density, which is explosive density is zero point 0.9 ton meter cube, but we need in kilogram. So so we will use zero point 0.9 zero point 0.9 into 1000 to convert it in kg by meter cube. So it will be 900 kg by meter cube. Okay, so 900 we are using. So it will be 4596.93 divided by pi and point two into 6x7 and divided by 900 multiplied by 4. So when we will calculate, it will be nearly 3. Okay. So now I will take, if you have any doubt, then it's okay. We will discuss it. Okay. So output to explosive use substitute as the formula. Okay. So many person has tried these questions and they have comment also that they have tried. So now we can start our next chapter. We have completed our chapter 1. Okay, we had discussed the theory as well as the numerical, which is required for completing the category. So if you are more curious, or then go and read more theories or more classes, because if I will take those those chapters or those theories or those numerical which are in AK GORAI, or if I think that it is necessary. So rock mechanics today we will start. This is the chapter 2 of your AK GORAI. Okay. So in the rock mechanics, what we do, why we do, and what are the formulas, because in this rock mechanics you have to remember many formulas. If you are remember the formula, then some concept, then you can go through the and you can solve the questions. What is the direct penetration means? Suppose this is your surface of your earth. So if you hold directly and get the rock and experiment on that one and find out the physical and chemical properties, then it is now known as the direct penetration, means you are directly holding and reaching to that point. Directly penetration is the rock mass help to direct observation of the structure and characteristic of underlying strata. This can be achieved by the core boring and recovery. So we do drillings in the open cast as well as in underground to get that part and try to find out the physical and chemical prepositions. So okay, then टेबल के नीचे हाँ. And second is there are various indirect method which we use to find out the properties or for the in the rock exploration. With we also use some indirect method. So first is seismic method. So seismic method, suppose that it is the focus point from where the earthquake is generated. So whenever the earthquake generate it, there are two types of wavelength, P wave and second S wave, primary and secondary wave. So they will generate P wave and secondary wave. Though these waves, some solid, liquid and gas. So in these two, one will be travel from the all the material like solid, liquid, gas, and out of these one cannot pass through liquids और गैस. क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि जैसे दो प्रकार की वेव निकलती है, तो एक प्रकार की गैस तो तीनों से ही गुजर जाएगी. इट विल पास थ्रू solid material, liquid material and gas material, but one will not pass through the one material. Okay, so when we have seen our earth, it we take a reading from these different places and have seen that earth is not solid. Earth is made up of three layers: core, mantle and crust. Okay, and the core is also two types, liquid and solid. Okay, so this is for your basic understanding that the seismic methodology is also used to get and use in your explorations.
To watch the complete video, download Mining Gyan 2.0 app from the Play Store and enjoy seamless learning with Mining Gyan 2.0.